So, Cyclops has won the Summoner's Choice 2024 vote, the rework. The champion will be delivered in 2025. There's some things in the situation there's some question marks. The question marks are largely around when this actually ended with the vote, because there's some difference that I've got, which we'll talk about in a minute. So let's talk about the good news. Cyclops is getting reworked, which is fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of the character, but I can grow to love it. I mean, the resurgence after X-Men 97 is great. I'm sure a lot of people do like the character, and it depends where Kabam go with it, because we can go, yay, we love this character based on something that we love from childhood, but at the same time, what's the abilities going to be like? And we don't know that yet. That's hopefully what we'll find out in the future. That will be in 2025. As Kabam's here. So it's like, great, but you got to wait to 2025. That's the sad truth of the matter, but some good news nevertheless about a rework. There were a few people, of course, that were trying to campaign for this. Let's make it 50-50, then we can have both of them. Kabam were never going to do that. I had my doubts. I mean, said in content, I have my doubts. If you voted under that particular idea, that making it 50-50 would be kind of like a good idea to make both of them, you've probably wasted your vote. You could have done better by voting for who you wanted rather than trying to balance it out. So if you were kind of like going, oh, I want Doctor Strange, but I want them to do both, so I'm going to vote for Cyclops as a result, you might have played yourself really with that, because that backfired. And I would say that'd be a lesson to anybody. If Kabam do something like this, don't think about doing that particular strategy, because it didn't work in this. Kabam went down to the wire with the numbers, with the matters. So going back to the question at hand about the voting, the overall scheme of this went well. I don't know if I don't know if it should have gone on Instagram personally, but there you go. It is what it is. Can't go back in time now, and Kabam may have done it for interaction-based purposes and testing numbers out on Instagram, building following. Don't know. Anyway, Kabam Pinwheel, of course, was the first person to kind of start us on our road to get the results. Hey, folks, as you can tell, it was extremely close, like insanely. So we're hoping to have an announcement, which they did. And also they're double checking and confirming to try and minimize the shouts of rigged. That will invariably follow. And that actually has happened, by the way. I've been reached out to by many people. And the part 2 to this particular coverage is to go over a subject which is interesting. Because I've covered this over the last week, and in particular over the last 24 hours, there's a bit of a... I'd say question mark. I'm not going to say, the thing is, I don't know 100% one way or the other. I just know that there is a question mark to the finishing of the vote, because it may not have ended when everyone thought it was going to end. And I mean, of course, I was in it as well. I saw a thing on Reddit, and it looks like the bar for Cyclops is like a single pixel ahead of Strange. Might not be accurate though. It was very close. We'll find out soon. I mean, I covered it in a video earlier today in the MCN before we had the results in. I've seen more pixel-based math in the last 24 hours than I'm reasonably expected to see maybe ever. And I think that's because people were so... When it's very close like this, people are passionate around the vote. That's a good point as well. Like, a teammate of mine had his friends vote, even though they don't play. I was very annoyed to learn this. It was an Instagram, so many non-MCC players voted as well. And that's an issue, isn't it? Because this wasn't an in-game based vote, you could have swayed anybody just to say, I could have put on a local social media group if I wanted to, or like asked people in the Marvel Rivals space, because a lot of on the Marvel Rivals YouTube channel, I've got nearly 2,000 subscribers of largely people not MCOC players and not from this community. There are people from it, but it's a very slim amount, because I don't know, people are obviously more interested with this, and that's fine. But I could have said that, please vote on this. You may not play it, but we are, you know, we want to start a movement of stuff. If those people voted, then of course it sways the vote. And people could have swayed the vote, couldn't they? Either way. The biggest question mark, and I've got to see if there's any response. I don't think there is any kind of like mention of it just yet. Was the yeah, people noticing they're like it means rework will take at least 4 months to go live. Yeah, but the time frame of finishing. So one thing I've got from a screenshot is this here. This featured in my video. Again, the context of people don't take things out of context, but the context of the MCN was it was recorded about 10 to 11 p.m. On Sunday night. I then did the follow-up just before I think it was either just before I started work, and it was taking this screenshot here where we had at 23,400 responses. Now I think I can't remember when I put, maybe it was a thumbnail that I did when I was on my break. Either way, my screenshot is at 8:31 a.m. UK time. And at that particular point, it should have ended. Again, further kind of like context, so that was like 11 p.m. or 11. That's it. 11. That's it. 11:59. Should have been 8 the next day. So more votes came in. Not a ridiculous amount, but some more votes came in. If you check this, if you check it now, if you go and do a look at it, it's at 23,852 responses. That means between that point of 8:31, where I thought the voting would end, it was actually still going. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe there's an issue with like is there an issue with the evidence that I've collected with stuff? And I'm not implying anything, except for just to say, I don't know what's gone wrong. Like, has something gone wrong? And could also those extra 400 extra votes have been the difference between one champion that we're getting reworked and one that isn't? Now, this is just a question that's got to be answered. I'm just going to now quickly upload, because you can't see it on the web version, but you can see it on the mobile. So if you go into the mobile version now, you should be able to see it. Now, I will bring up on screen in a second that particular image. I've just taken that fresh screenshot, which is going to have the time, which is now. One moment, sorry. There we go. Right, okay, just load up that. So there we go. So there's the screenshot there, showing it ended at 23,852 responses. Which, again, sorry, time, the time there. You can see now. I'm recording this video at, I need to be in bed. It's at nearly 11:30 p.m. at night. And that's how it ended there. 23,852 responses. So, and it's done. But as I said, there's a difference between when I thought that the voting would end, which I thought by 8:31 a.m. it should have ended. I even equated into British summertime, which British summertime is 1 hour later than PT, I think, at this stage. So, I don't know. Answers in the comment section about this, because I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit unsure. Yeah, I'm just not sure what's going on there. Can other people rationalize it? Is it gonna? Does anybody care? Right? Is it gonna make a difference? Are those extra 400 votes that were between later on at night and? Well, no, sorry. Those extra 400 votes between the point I thought that it ended versus how it actually ended, could that have swayed the vote? I don't know. But there's definitely some questions with that to just go, not rigged from a sense of, oh, you know, the voting, but the extra votes that came in, because they could have meant that it could have been a different story. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Thoughts in the comments. Is this something that's an issue? I mean, for me, it's just we're just getting a champion reworked. It's in 2025, so happy days. It's a champion that is not very effective. Anyway, thoughts in the comments about that one? I'm off to bed. Bye.